welcome to our channel 4.20.
Today, we're going to be talking about wind.
Not just wind, but energy from the wind. Today, we'll be receiving questions from our callers on Twitter, and Claire will start us off.
Okay, first question is John from Orem. He asked, how does wind energy work? How does it turn into electricity? Well, great question. The starting energy in the wind is kinetic energy. The wind spins a 2 to 3 blade propeller, which is connected to a generator. The generator then turns the kinetic energy into electricity.
That is very smart.
Question B.
Alright, the next question is from Grace from Heber. She asked, what is the cost to build a wind turbine? According to our information, it costs roughly $3 to $4 million for every commercial wind turbine, which is a lot of money.
It's a great question, Grace. Samantha from Kaysville asks, how much does it cost to maintain the turbine? Well, Samantha, it usually costs just over $48,000 per megawatt.
Okay, John from Orem asks, what is the cost for use in kilowatt hours? Yeah. Welcome back, John. The cost per kilowatt hour is about 8.2 cents, which is much cheaper than nuclear power or clean coal power. So yeah.
And Jerry from Salt Lake City asked, how many workers are at each plant? Well, Jerry, it's hard to say. Every plant employs different amounts of workers, but there are currently around 114,000 people working on wind farms in the United States of America.
Marla from Beaver asks, how much does it cost when it isn't being used? Usually, when a turbine isn't being used, it is either being worked on or torn down. So the cost to demolish a turbine is usually around $200,000.
More than I'm worth. Weston from Sandy asks, what is the worst case scenario? What is the probability of that happening? The worst case scenario is that a fire breaks out in one of the turbines. The probability of this is about 0.04% or 0.0 for every 1,000 turbines.
John from Orem asks, what happens to the workers if the worst scenario occurs? Hopefully, none are in the turbine when it catches fire. But other than the potential of being in the fire, workers are often unaffected.
John from Orem asks, how would the worst case scenario impact the environment? Fire could possibly cause a wildfire if not contained, or the damaged turbine could potentially leak lubricating oil fluids and harmful substances, which could cause damage to the wildlife within a close proximity.
Valerie from Highland asks, what are the statistics? How many people would die if that happened? The possibility of a fire occurring in a turbine is rare, but usually caused by brake failure or wiring issue. If any workers are maintaining the turbine at the time of the fire, the chances of escaping are very slim. In 2013, 2 out of 4 mechanics working the turbine died to the flames.
Well, that's sad.
Sarah asks, how does the community feel? Most people who live near wind turbines and wind farms often complain of the loud noises. Along with these are complaints of visual pollution and the killing of birds.
Okay, Tim from Cedar Hills asks, what is the annual death toll? Around 14 people a year and several 100,000 birds and bats.
Eagle Mountain asks, what are the environmental effects? Great question, Jane. Wind turbines are credited for some deforestation to make room for turbines and also decreasing bird population in the area.
John from Orem asks, what kind of waste is there and how much? Wind energy is very clean and creates negligible amounts of any kind of waste.
Patrick from St. George asks, what are the daily effects on the workers? Because such a small trace of amounts of waste are created, it has no effect on the workers.
That's good. It's very good.
Stuart from Draper asks, where can you use the energy supply? Energy can travel quite a far distance, so anywhere within a close proximity can use wind energy.
John from Orem asks, when can you use it? You can use wind energy whenever there's enough wind to power the turbines.
Steve from Suncrest asks, what materials do you need to make a wind turbine? According to a report from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, wind turbines are mostly made out of fiberglass, resin, plastic, iron or cast iron, copper, and aluminum.
From Poco asks, what infrastructure is needed to support the facility? Roads and drainage are a huge part of it.
John from Orem asks, how reliable is this long term? Turbines are fairly reliable, being available for energy use 98% of the time.
John from Orem asks, how durable is it long term? Turbines are very durable, only needing upgrades around every 25 years.
Anyway, we don't have time for any more questions, but thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you on channel 4. 4.20 news next channel. 4.20 news next time.